Welcome student. Myself Shaila Shetkar, Assistant Professor in Botany from Government College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Saklim. The program is Bachelor of Science first year. The subject is Botany Generic Elective. The semester is 1. Course code is BOG 101. Course title is Environmental Biotechnology. Title of the unit is 7. International and National Legislations, Policies for Pollution Management. Module name is Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act 1981. These are the outline of my module. In this module, we are going to learn about the introduction, objective and scope of Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act 1981, constitutions and functions of Pollution Control Board under the Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act 1981 and penalties under the Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act 1981. These are the learning outcomes of my module. At the end of the module, student will be able to explain the objectives and scope of Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act 1981. We'll discuss constitutions and functions of pollution control boards of Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act 1981 and also will be able to explain the penalties under the Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act 1981. Coming to the introduction, the Air Pollution Prevention and Control Act 1981 is a central act of Parliament which provides for the prevention, control and abatement of air pollution. It was enacted by Parliament in the 32nd year of Republic of India, which came into force on 29th March 1981. It has also established the central and state pollution control boards for the prevention and control of air pollution. The government has passed this act in 1981 to clean up our air by controlling the pollution. It states that sources of air pollution such as industry, vehicles, power plants are not permitted to release particulate matter, lead, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, volatile organic compounds or other toxic substances beyond a prescribed level. To ensure this pollution, control boards have been set up by government to measure pollution levels in the atmosphere and at certain sources by testing the air. This act is created to take appropriate steps for the preservation of natural resources of the earth, which among the other things includes the preservation of high quality air and ensures controlling the level of air pollution. The main objectives of the Act are the first one, to confer on the boards the powers to implement the provisions of the Act and assign to the boards functions relating to pollution, to provide for the establishment of central and state pollution control boards with a view to implement the Act, to provide for the prevention, control and abatement of air pollution. The presence of pollution beyond certain limits due to various pollutants discharged through industrial emission is monitored by pollution control boards set up in every state. Now let us learn about the scope of the Act. This Act applies to the whole of India. The Act contains certain definitions which fall under the scope of this Act. Knowing this definition is important as they will help to understand what qualifies as air pollution according to Indian law so that air polluters can be punished under this Act. Definitions under the Act. First one, air pollutant means any solid, liquid or gaseous substance that may be harming or injuring the environment, humans, other living creatures, plants or even property. Second, air pollution means the presence of air pollutant in the atmosphere. Boards means the Central and State Pollution Control Board. Member means a member of the Central or a State Pollution Control Board. Now let us learn about the board setup under the Act. Boards set up under this Act are categorized into Central Pollution Control Board and State Pollution Control Board. Central Pollution Control Board, constituted under Section 3 of the Water Prevention and Control Act 1974, was authorized to exercise powers and performs functions for the prevention and control of air pollution. It serves as a field formation and provides technical and financial services. These boards' powers extend to the whole of India. In case of union territories, the central board shall exercise the powers of a state board under the Act. The next is State Pollution Control Board, which is constituted under Section 4 of the Water Prevention and Control Act 1974, which was also authorized to exercise powers and performs functions for the prevention and control of air pollution. It is also responsible for the implementation of legislation relating to prevention and control of environmental pollution, but their powers and functions are different. This act also applies to states where the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974 is not in effect. Now let us learn about the constitutions of Central Pollution and State Pollution Control Board. Central Pollution Control Board shall have a full-time chairman and State Pollution Control Board shall have whole-time or a part-time chairman. This chairman will be nominated by central government or state government. It shall not have more than 5 members nominated by the central government or state government, chosen from among the members of the state board or from the local authorities. It shall not have more than 5 officials nominated by the central government or state government to represent that government. It shall not have more than 3 officials nominated by the central government or state government who represent the interest of the fishery, agriculture or any other industry or trade with the government which the government may think fit to be represented. It shall have 2 persons from the companies or corporation owned, managed or controlled by the central government or state government nominated by that government. Now let us learn about the functions of Pollution Control Board. First one is the functions of Central Pollution Control Board. The board shall make efforts for the prevention, abatement and control of air pollution in the country and may advise the central government on the same. It shall plan and implement a nationwide program for the prevention, control and abatement of air pollution. It shall coordinate the activities of the states and shall resolve the disputes that arise between them. It shall provide technical assistance to the boards, carry out investigations and research relating to air pollution. It shall help to combat air pollution through a mass media program. It shall collect, compile and publish statistical data relating to air pollution and shall also prepare manuals, codes or guides relating to measures to combat air pollution. The board shall also set up a laboratory or multiple laboratories to enable the board to perform its function effectively. Now let us learn about the functions of State Pollution Control Board. The state board shall plan and implement comprehensive programs for the prevention, control or abatement of air pollution. It shall collect and disseminate information regarding air pollution. It shall organize training and mass awareness programs regarding air pollution control, prevention and abatement. It shall inspect at reasonable times any control equipment, industrial plant or manufacturing process and give orders to the people in charge for the purpose of combating air pollution. It shall lay down standard for the emission of air pollutants into the atmosphere from automobiles or industries or any other pollutants from any source. The state board shall also advise the state government regarding the suitability of any location which is to be used for setting up any industry, keeping in mind the air quality which would be impacted if that industry is set up. The board shall also set up labs in their states to enable the state board to perform its functions effectively. The state government have been given powers to declare air pollution control areas after consulting with the state board and also give instructions to ensure standards of emission from automobiles and restriction on use of certain industrial plants. Now, these are the penalties under the Act. The owners of the industry are to be penalized if they produce emissions of air pollutants in excess of the standards laid down by the state board. Whoever contravenes any of the provision of the Act or any order or direction issued is punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 months or with a fine of rupees 10,000 or with both, and in case of continuing offence with an additional fine which may extend to rupees 5,000 for every day. It is a citizen's duty to report to the local authorities such as the collector, the pollution control board and the press about offences made by a polluter so that action can be taken against the offender. It is equally important to provide and report to the authorities on cutting down of trees as this reduces nature's ability to maintain the carbon dioxide and oxygen cycle. Preventing air pollution and preserving the quality of our air is a responsibility that each individual must support so that we can breathe clean air. These are the references of my module. Thank you.